Welcome to Made in Montgomery. I'm your host, Mirchaye Sahlu. It's often said that small business is big business in Montgomery County, where 95% of businesses have 50 or fewer employees. In this edition of Made in Montgomery, we take a look at some of the small businesses that keep the economic engine chugging here. First, we take you to Wheaton, where a small family-run grocery store filled a big need and became a lifeline for many in the community. When he first immigrated to the United States in 1980 from Vietnam, Lenny had dreamt of becoming a doctor to help others in the community. But life had different plans for him.
After I get here, no money, so I start working. Then from Nevada, I moved to Philadelphia.
A few years later, a friend would invite him to visit Montgomery County, which would later open doors he'd never imagined. After noticing the increased Asian population and the lack of Asian grocery stores, Lenny decided to open a store that would serve the community's everyday needs for Asian groceries and food. With 6 different countries represented in his grocery store, Hang Fat, like there's so much diversity represented here, right, with different countries. So do you have it like divided by section? How do people come and get what they want?
Some different sections right here. These are all diverse. Everybody can buy a thing. And also we have sections right there for Indonesian.
Lenny has a diverse and loyal group of customers come from near and far. Hang Fat also serves hot meals for those looking for a delicious, quick bite.
We have a Thai food, the hot meal, look like the spicy catfish, a lot of interesting things for the diverse community here.
When he first came to Montgomery County to visit his friend in 1988, Lenny didn't know Montgomery County was going to become his forever home. But he is glad it did.
I love Montgomery County. This county is the best county.
Councilmember Natalie Fani-González, who is also chair of the Economic Development Committee, stopped by her favorite grocery store.
Yeah. I get the coconut water.
Yeah.
This is like my number one drink.
Coconut water.
I love it.
Yeah.
And talked with Lenny about the importance of being a part of a community.
I love riding my bike here, walking here.
If you see me riding my bike from that way here, it's because I'm coming here.
This is one of the big examples why we need walkable communities, places where you have access, people of all abilities being able to come and shop without the need of a car at all times. This is one of the best examples here in downtown Wheaton. You are indeed my role model as an immigrant just like you.
Yeah.
You know, we came here to this country to work, to do the best that we can to support our families and to ensure that we're also inspiring our community members to do the same thing. So, you know, it's like we have that similar history just because of we came with nothing. We came literally with nothing.
A small family-run business built on the foundation of family and community, Hang Fat is a gem for many, including its employees who are like family.
We all work together, we are share together. If everybody have problems, we help them together. We work like families.
You know, there's something that I have noticed about you. You have good retention because it's the same people for many years, and I know they love you. I know that they care for you, and this is truly a family. You're a good example of a great employer in Montgomery County.
The only last one left in this area that owned by Thai and Vietnamese.
That's why people love Lenny and they come here, because you're not just buying a product, which are very good. You're helping a community business continue to stay here in Wheaton and inspire other people.
When you pay a visit to downtown Poolesville, it's hard to miss locals, a gathering place like no other. Having gone to school for horticulture and design work, David Terrier knew whatever he did in life would be immersed in the arts.
I was a sculptor, so we've always had a very strong interest in the arts. Having been in Poolesville for so long, we also noticed that Poolesville wasn't wasn't living up to its potential as far as being this quaint little town. So we wanted to do what we could do to maybe elevate it a little bit and make it more of a nice little community.
And that's when they opened their doors to Locals Farm Market, an historic area.
This is the 1840 Beer Stevens house. It's a historic house in Poolesville, in a historic downtown area. Being the pandemic, we weren't able to open inside, but we used that time to build this place out.
Starting a business in a pandemic was certainly challenging, but David and Sandy made it work by serving their fresh baked goods outdoors while they renovated the inside of the property. Locals ended up becoming more than what they had envisioned.
The goal, not to necessarily be a restaurant, would help just generate some energy in the town. Place where maybe tourists would come, from politicians to everyday people. That was the thing that we wanted to get started.
Locals grew its menu from just serving baked goods and coffee to serving a delicious American cuisine and eventually evolving into a restaurant.
I like to call it mom cooking. It's just what you would get from mom. There's tomato soup and grilled cheese, there's chicken, there's hamburgers, there's beet salad.
And so from the very, very beginning, I found this table, this spot. This is my table. This is where you will find me.
District 2 Council member Marilyn Balcombe is a regular customer and has a table of her own there.
She has been very present. There was one downstairs that it was basically her office.
I don't think I've ever come here where I didn't see somebody else that I know. And I think that's what you've created here. Good. And you added entertainment.
Yes, I know. We have music every Friday night. It's called the Jam Sessions.
Oh, in that land of submarines.
Sam Cooper, a Poolesville resident and community organizer, describes Locals as the perfect place he's been longing for.
Let me put it this way. I grew up in Poolesville.
This is Sam. I'm telling you about Sam because he has started in Poolesville.
I grew up here. And I've been longing for some place like this basically the whole time. When Locals started up, it was kind of on the forefront of the kind of like the vanguard of change that I've been noticing in the town.
Yes, that's nice, yeah.
I like the vibe. I like that you can run into people here.
With a background in sculpting, David wanted to find a way to interweave the arts into Locals.
And up here is where we have the rotating gallery shows.
And continue to support artists from his community.
We're using the upstairs now as a gallery that we take our associate artists' work and display it every 6 weeks. And so this is an ongoing gallery change. And it's another way for people to settle down and get together and get a little bit of mindfulness and some healing going on.
I love these books.
Yeah, she makes art books. Yeah.
The arts is a good way to present that and to bring people together.
For David and Sandy, this particular area of Montgomery County has been home for over 3 decades and holds a special place in their hearts.
And we are in Montgomery County, but we feel like we're the last little frontier.
Their desire to make Locals a place of togetherness and community has definitely been accomplished.
What we strive to do is to make this a place that anybody can walk into. You know, whether you own a townhouse or you own a mansion, you walk in and you'll be able to afford something, you'll be able to see people that are like-minded. I really want to get the art center built and work these two together to get that ag tourism or elevation of energy in the town. There's no reason not to double down and make this a really nice little town and just want to slow down and have fun.
To learn more about their hours and menu, visit their website. Enthralled with British history, this next business owner found a way to bring a piece of England to Montgomery County.
I like the scones as well, homemade by you, yeah.
An afternoon cream tea break is something that is taken seriously in British tradition.
Everything together is so nice.
Yeah.
People take time to slow down and enjoy some tea with some scones, jam, and clotted cream.
All right, Mirchaye Sahlu.
A mother of 3 children herself, Rose Bakewell, is no stranger to the daily commotions of life.
So English scones are meant to be eaten with clotted cream and jam. Do the jam first.
So, she set out on a mission to introduce that same English ritual to the United States.
For as long as I can remember, I've been fascinated with history, particularly British history, and with my love of baking. I guess the combination of the two is how Mrs. Bakewell's was born. Do you want to do this part?
Sure, what do I do?
Okay, so you just get your if you're okay with your getting your hands dirty.
I rolled up my sleeves to join Rose in the kitchen.
And we just want to lift it up and just rub that butter in. Incorporate the eggs real quick.
Her love of England, British history, and baking ultimately led her to be the founder of the first and only cream tea company in the nation.
I never actually thought of converting this into a business. At this point, we add the dried fruits. It wasn't until other people were bringing it to my attention that, you can't really get scones like this in America. Start in the middle and just put just very light pressure.
Rose explained that unlike American scones,
they're different, very different than English scones. There you go. Beautiful. Yeah.
Classic English scones are more fluffy, less dense.
So do you want to move on to the egg wash?
And don't have any sugar glazes on top. Her scones are meant to be eaten the traditional English way.
In Cornwall, they would do the jam first and then the cream on top, and that's very important. You don't want to start a war.
Rose sells her products exclusively online, with each scone made to order out of a commercial kitchen. Each package comes with 6 classic English scones, 1 jar of strawberry jam, 1 jar of clotted cream, a few tea bags, and a gift box that includes instructions on how to heat and enjoy the scones.
I honestly didn't expect this type of reaction. People order a Mrs. Bakewell's cream tea box, and then they'll come back a week later and order it for somebody else.
If her creative recipes haven't impressed you enough, Rose is also an award-winning author. Her love of baking and wanting to create a cozy feeling among families has led her to launch her children's book series.
My first book, Lottie and the Tea Party, it covers the basics of etiquette and to stand up for what you believe is right.
Each story has a moral and a recipe card.
This is the recipe card right here.
Making it a great bonding experience for parents and kids.
I, read to my children at night, and I wanted to write something that I wanted to read. And it follows this one family, the Montgomerys, and it's just a really comfy, cozy feeling that the day-to-day issues and things that occur in the book is just very relatable.
Rose writes it so each recipe matches the moral of the story.
And for the second book, Lottie and the Baby, Grandma Beth, Granny Beth comes to help look after them while Mom and Dad are at the hospital. They're very anxious. It's just about how you shouldn't really fret over things that you have no control over, and to just use that time productively.
Her goal? To teach kids about life while acquiring baking skills. To get your hands on these delicious scones, head to mrsbakewells.com. And if you are unsure of what flavor to order,
the most popular flavor has been surprisingly classic plain and blueberry lemon. All right, that's beautiful. You did such a good job.
And that does it for this edition of Made in Montgomery. I'm your host, Mirchaye Sahlu. Thanks for watching.